And welcome to Outside the Roundtable, show 81. Before we get started today, I'd like to touch on a couple of things. Once again, I would like to remind our new listeners, because we got people listening in Detroit and St. Louis area. We got people listening in the Bahamas. We got people listening in Miami area, as well as Volusia County and surrounding areas. So with having new listeners, I think it's pertinent that I explain to them the whole format of Outside the Roundtable. So Outside the Roundtable was created to provide a platform for our listeners that would allow them to call in real time and express how they might be feeling at that particular time on that particular day. And our motto here is always, we stimulate conversation while assimilating information, right? In an effort to find solutions to problems that we face each and every day. So I say that to say this. All views here are welcome. We welcome all points of view. The more views, the better. Everybody's opinion counts. And Outside the Roundtable, everybody's opinion counts. So it don't matter who you are, Republican, Democrat, Independent. It don't matter who you are. Your opinion is welcome. Carly, you on the air? Something wrong with my headphones.
Yeah, good morning.
Okay. We got one of our co-hosts finally showed up today. This is Nabil from Nigeria, aka the Black Trump supporter. So all y'all who missed him last week, start shopping the knives. What's up, Nabil? How you doing, brother?
Yeah, I hope you're doing great today.
So what's going on?
Hello. I'm good. Excited, to be on the show once more. Mm-hmm. I'm always looking forward to be on the show with you.
Okay, well, I'm glad you called in because we got a lot to talk about with these Trumpsters and these Republicans. But just hold that thought 1 second, and I get right back to you.
Sure.
Our motto here, so everybody know, is no cursing. This is Joy 106.3 FM, Daytona's favorite gospel station. That should be enough. You can't cuss on air. We got to be able to talk and express ourselves without using profanity. So I know people new to the show, so it's important, but y'all do want me to keep my show, don't you? So help me out here. But we need to express, we need to be able to express ourselves in a respectful manner. And that's what we try to allow you to do on this show. And that's why this whole show was created, so that you could do that. Take the temperature of the community. So we continue to grow the show to other cities. And like I said, we just want to try to get to the problems and be able to sit around and talk to each other about the problem that's going on with us. So I pride myself on doing a show that, although we may disagree, our show will always be respectful. So, and I haven't said that. I'm having a little problem with this. It's like hold on 1 second. It's like a scrubbing on my neck or something. I don't know. Can you hear that back from this rubbing? See that? Hear that? You don't hear that? Okay, we good. Okay, we just checking. Y'all know we outside the round table, so we don't have a whole bunch of people doing a whole bunch of stuff, so we had to do it ourselves. But the number here today, 386-868-0635. That's 386-868-0635. Now, having said all that, are we ready? Everybody ready? If everybody ready, then let's get to it, because we got a lot to talk about today. Black Trump supporter, a.k.a. the Bill, straight out of Nigeria. Are you there?
I'm here. I'm here. I can't wait to get started. It's a lot, actually. It's a lot going on. And, I can't wait to get started.
You sound like you're in a tunnel. Okay, there you go.
Oh, can you?
Turn him up a little bit. We want to make sure everybody hear what he got to say. I got a question. Is it me? Or does it seem like Democrats playing games right along with your Republican cohorts?
You asked me a question?
Yeah, I was asking you a question. Do you think the Republicans playing games right along with your Republicans?
No.
Because the reason I say this, because you got Joe Manchin, who was in an election that had roughly 300,000 people. Now, mind you that we got over 300 million people, 300-some million people in America. This man was in an election in West Virginia that had roughly about 300,000 people. But some kind of way, all the policies that's being created is policies that he won't. So this is why I say Democrats got to be playing games. Joe Manchin, a Democratic name only. What you got to say to that, Black Trump supporter?
It's unfortunate, but it's unfortunate, but that shows the rot of the corruption in Washington. And I was reading, an article yesterday about how Joe Manchin, has this coal empire worth millions of dollars. When he was a governor, he actually lobbied for a company that buy his coal and all of that. It just goes to show, how much rot. It's not. I don't think it's about Joe Manchin or Kristen Sinema, but this just goes to show how much rot. If you don't
think it's about Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema, who you think it's about then?
I think they're all corrupt, and that's the same reason Donald Trump was elected, because most people didn't really vote for Donald Trump, but they actually have something in common with Donald Trump, which was they hated the same thing he hated. They were aggrieved, and they thought Washington is all corrupt. And to be honest, it's corrupt. It's really corrupt. I don't want to put it on Joe Manchin or Kristen Sinema, but it's really corrupt. Washington is really corrupt.
You still didn't answer my question.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm just being. I don't want to put it on just Republicans alone. I mean, Joe Manchin isn't even a Republican, but I'm just.
Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema are doing the bidding of the Republican Party. The bill.
No
Republican has voted. The Republican Party is the problem. No Republican has voted yes to any bill since Joe Biden been in office. You don't think that's crazy? Think about it. Hold on 1 second. I want my listeners. I want that to marinate with my listeners. Here we are. We got Joe Scarborough on the morning. Me and Joe, we all right. But he makes me mad a lot of time because he don't have a clue. He on TV on the morning show thinking he know all that because he been in Congress. He ain't got a clue how the regular person living out here. These Republicans are voting no to anything that will remotely help this country. And we keep talking about the Democrats. The Democrats, how? Tell me how. When you got Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema sitting around talking about Joe Manchin, all about he done took the climate bill out of the infrastructure package, and she got the taxes of the wealthy out the package. The two main things that should have been in the package, if you ask me. And these are Democrats. Are you kidding me?
I feel Democrats should own, their problem. Kristen Sinema and Joe Manchin are not Republicans by any way. I feel they should own up.
They're Republicans. They're Democrats in name only. They're Republicans. Anytime you see a Democrat fighting for billionaires not to pay their fair share, that's a Republican if you ask me. I don't know about my listeners.
Well, I can assure you one thing. If it was Donald Trump as president, not Sleepy Joe at the White House, if it was Donald Trump, they're going to fall in line. And that's one thing I love about Republican Party. They don't play games like this. Either you fall in line or
that's why they fall in line. And the Democrat Party is not really monolithic, but the Republicans vote coat line. You know they're gonna vote in line. They're too scared of Donald Trump.
What I don't like is everything. If the Democrats can't get things done, they be like, "Oh, it's Republicans."
Yeah. If you ain't vote, listen. This is what I like about you Republicans. This is what I love about you Republicans. You're gonna sit up here and say that after you know that y'all haven't voted for nothing at all. All y'all doing is obstructing. It's like me getting mad at you because you wetted your pants, but I wouldn't let you go to the bathroom. You want to go to the restroom and I lock the door on you. Then I get mad because you lock your in. I say, well, you wet your pants here. You go, but you couldn't. You wouldn't let me go to the bathroom. What am I do? Same thing. What we gonna do? You got two Democrats, Cinnamon and Manchin, that's sitting up here throwing things at the bill. You got Manchin wanting the infrastructure package to go down to 1.5. I think we already came down from 6. Why is it that the Democrats always got to be the one to buy down? Why is it always got to be us? And you know why? Because the Republicans been had this game rigged all the way back during Reconstruction. It's always been rigged with these delegates. It's rigged when you got to win by 10 million votes just to win. I keep telling anybody winning to listen. When have you ever heard winning by 10 million to win? You got to win by. You can lose if you win by 8 million. How? That's an oxymoron. That's a paradox. How? You think we sheep? We're not sheep. We know sheep. We know sheep. We know sheep. Y'all the sheep. The Republicans the sheep. They the one fall in line when Donald Trump tells them to do something, no matter how ridiculous it sounds. Now you know it's ridiculous that you can talk a man into going on January 6th, right doing an attempted coup, I might add, and sit there and try to vouch for a man who called your wife ugly and say your daddy killed Kennedy. And you sitting out there making yourself a fool trying to please him. You think that's a leader to me? A man talk about my wife. It's got to go down. Win, lose, or draw. It's finna go down. That's what a real man. That's a real man. A real man ain't finna go out there and break his neck to help a man who don't talk about it, his dad, and his wife. Called his wife ugly. Then you want to talk tough to us, the rest of us. Stop it already. Ted Cruz is a disgrace. He need to be expelled. Him and Josh Hawley, and Marjorie Greene, and Kevin McCarthy, and Joe Kennedy. All of them need to be expelled from Congress. That's why they try to stop this January 6th investigation. Because all of us complicit. You see what came out. They had a war room. So you know that was premeditated.
Well, what I'm gonna say is if Joe Biden keeps acting like a nice guy in Washington, he's not gonna get anything done. Donald Trump actually
I agree with you on that one.
Got things done.
I agree with you on that.
Done. So I mean, we can talk about this. The two senators and everything, and Joe Biden. If he keeps acting nice, to be honest, nothing will get done. I'd rather have a president who calls someone wife.
No, you say you like to break the rules. You rather have a president break the rules. That's what you said last week.
Yes.
I said we need to get people who are going to play by the rules. We need to hold people. We need to start holding people accountable. Hold on one second. Hold that thought. Carly, you on the air. Go ahead.
Mr. Seiler, what's going on, man?
Oh, Mr. Scott. Oh, it's finna go down now. Hey, Mr. Scott, I got your favorite guy on the radio live in color.
Yeah. I've been listening, man. I've been listening to you, man, but I couldn't call in. I've been going through some physical therapy.
Okay, we both.
And it was around the same time that your show was on. I was listening to you, but I couldn't call in.
Right. Well, you got it.
And I heard the one day you gave me a shout out, but I couldn't call in,
brother. Always. You're a dedicated listener.
And your guy,
from the start. I appreciate that.
Man, he gave himself away. First time he talked to you, that you know he's talking about talking points, because first thing he said to you was that Manchin voted with Biden 90% of the time. but you put him in check because you asked him what did he vote on? Because nothing come up yet for him to vote on. So what 90% is he talking about? That's just a talking point that he's rehashing.
Exactly.
And he just kind of brings.
Exactly.
Biden literally tore everything down. Look, we have 1.7 million illegal aliens in the States because of his policy. We don't even know where he stands with that. So he can keep acting fancy, talking to CNN and all that. He doesn't relate to the farmer in Ohio or the coal miner in West Virginia. He doesn't relate to me. And that's why people wonder why we love Trump. We love Trump so much because we relate with him. He doesn't talk fancy. He doesn't act fancy. He doesn't care. He says it as it is. And that's why we love him. And maybe you understand.
Rick, you still there? I think
yeah.
Rick is still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. I guess you marinating on that. He was talking to you, Rick. Rick's speechless right now. Listen. That's how outrageous you come across on this phone. I mean, on this area, when you say what you just said. Because it's like it's a shame that you guys keep talking about the Democrats, this and Democrats. When a blind man can see you guys are openly obstructing and obfuscating every step and trying to run the clock out, so you guys can get back in power in the midterms. And I think it's a disgrace to this nation that we keep allowing ourselves to go every off cycle and put these people back in power when they're really doing nothing to help the country. I don't understand why they can continue to be in power, continue to take back, because they're in power right now, and we're supposed to have the House and the Senate. That's a joke. It ain't 50-50. It's 52-48, because Sinema and Manchin caucusing with the Republicans. Are you kidding me? That burns me up when y'all know Manchin is in bed with fossil fuel. Come on now. You coming from the second poorest state in America, and you going and telling them people we started with $6 trillion, we went down to 3.5. Now you want to go to 1.5, not even a half. And they said to you, what about the 1.75, which would mean half at least? Manchin, he'll snap back at the report. 1.5, guys. 1.5. Just still at 1.5, guys. Here's a man who got elected with less than 300,000 people telling the rest of 300 million people what's going to go down and how much help we need. And then let you know about his judgment. How can you come from the second poorest state in America and be out here trying to give him as little money as possible?
I don't know. He's a Democrat,
Oh,
you call him Democrat in name only. I mean, that's the problem with Democrats. They don't like owning. They don't like owning their failures and their shortcomings. They just like, it's not our fault. I want
you to address what I just said. See, that's how you Republicans do. Y'all already have y'all talking point ready, so no matter what you say, y'all ain't even paying attention because you're already ready to spew out your next talking point. So you're not even digesting what I'm trying to say to you. And it's like y'all zombies. Y'all only hear Trump. Y'all only hear Trump. Okay, hey, don't go across that. Don't go across there. That's a cliff. That's a cliff. Don't go across there. And then Trump said, "Come to me. Come to me." Y'all go right out the cliff.
Yeah, but this is a Democrat problem. You guys have the House, you have the Senate.
It's a Democrat problem. Oh my God! Explain to me why it's a Democratic Party. Nabil, aka Black Trump supporter. You ain't got no problem with no transpire the last couple of days, where we seeing a window in what went down pre-January 6th. You ain't got a problem with none of that.
So let me say
you ain't got a problem with a president that's interfering in the election that he running in.
First of all, I do believe. I'm gonna be really honest. I'm gonna be really honest right now.
I thought you
if he wasn't for a million ballot, if he wasn't for COVID, Trump would have won that election.
Oh,
now,
there it is.
There
it is.
I'm gonna be honest.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda. We ain't talking about. Listen. Listen. This is not no game. Don't nobody care about Trump lost. Let me tell you something. And I'm gonna say this again for all you diehard Trump fans. Ain't nobody had to cheat. The country was about to go over a cliff. What you gotta cheat? When you got food, you got people in car lines for miles at food banks waiting to get something to eat. Because you had over 700,000 people die needlessly from lack of leadership. And baby Trump is responsible, and I still say he's responsible for crimes to humanity. Because anytime you're the president of the United States, you take a sworn oath to look out for the people that you're supposed to be governing over. And for him to allow this country to suffer the way it did, and then to go behind us and cast aspersions on all the good people who run these elections all over this country, and make it seem that them people not doing their job, and they don't have no standing in the community where we can trust them. You don't trust nobody because you know you're a crook. You think about cheating because you know you're cheating. And we heard him trying to cheat with his own mouth. Oh, I need 11,480, but he needed 11,481. So he said, oh, I need 11,480, which is one more than we need. He meant to say, we down 11,840, but all we need is one more. That's how silly he is. Trying to shake down the Secretary of Georgia of an election you already in, and you got this man, and then you sit in January 6th and let our police officers get beat and killed while you sit there and laugh about it. One thing about it, no matter Democrat, Republican, we are Americans first. And when you mess with Americans, you're messing with me. Democrat or Republican. If you're American, you're messing with me because we're Americans first. And to let Americans down like that, I think you need to go to jail, among other things. We still ain't seen them taxes. He still ain't gave that $79 million back. That refund he got. Let me and you get a couple extra dollars. I bet they'll get that money back. They'll freeze our wages and everything. People gotta be held accountable. If there ain't no fairness, how the rest of us gonna look at that? We going to jail, you making up charges on Bannon only got. He might not. Here they go already. He might not testify because he can go do a year in jail and come out as a martyr. We can charge him with some more charges. I'm quite sure he don't broke more than just that one law. You pull up on us when we stand on the corner and give us 5 charges just to stand up in front of you. You mean tell me you can't find no malfeasance and corruption going on with Bannon them? Other than that, he ought to go to jail if he don't testify. You locked that lady up that didn't testify against Clinton for 2 or 3 years. I don't hear nobody saying about that. Come on now.
You know, I'm
law gotta be fair for everybody. Because guess what? If not, then open the prisons. Everybody get their guns. If not, because that's going to be fair for you and not fair for me, that's going to bring dissension. What made this country great is that it was a fair country. And that if you worked hard, you could be anything in life. That's what made America the greatest country in the world. Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening.
Well,
I know you ain't gonna answer. You ain't gonna address none of the questions that I'm pitching your way. Softball questions. You're just going to keep on going on to your talking point. How much Republican pay you to come on this show and spill your talking points, by the way?
No, I just love Donald Trump. I'm not a Republican. I'm a Trumper. I love Donald Trump. Maybe after Donald Trump, I'll be an independent. But let me go to my point. God. I'm actually shocked at the rate Joe Biden is growing. All these things you just said, they're legitimate. Like we said the last time. If he has a case, let him go answer the case. Now, it's, with Steve Bannon, with Donald Trump, if they have to, bring them to justice, if they're guilty, they should go ahead and do it. But what I dislike is actually, just they keep talking about it and do nothing.
There you go.
And that's just one thing.
I knew you was coming with it. There that talking point go. That is. How you going to do something? We're trying to do something about it. He won't respect the congressional subpoena. Are you kidding me? See, that's what kills me with y'all.
No.
They won't do nothing. You start talking about it. That means if he don't show up, we need to stop talking about it. So that means everybody who gets a subpoena don't show up. And when they start talking about it, they tell them to start hide from them. Cause we can't. They can hide in broad daylight. We can't hide. They find her somehow. They kick everybody door in the neighborhood. They find her, but somehow they can't never find them. Go ahead, man. What you saying now? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So that's my point. And the other one is I'm actually surprised by the way, the pace is with Joe. I think Joe Biden thinks he has 12 years.
What up to Rick Scott?
He doesn't realize he just has 4 years. And my fear actually for him, which I love, and two things. One thing I'm going to say is if you think Republicans like Mitch McConnell will want Joe Biden to achieve anything before the midterms, I think it's a joke. If you're even thinking it, if you think Joe Manchin isn't happy about the inflation, or if you think Joe Manchin isn't happy about what is going on with Kristen Sinema and Joe Manchin, if you think Mitch McConnell isn't happy about that, you're kidding me. So I do not just know what is going on with the Democratic Party. If you keep acting nice and if you keep acting and then you come and blame the Republicans for your shortcomings, that surprises me actually. That means you can get things done. We're the party that get things done. We don't put the blame on Democrats. We own it. And the only way you can own it is by making people fall in line. If they can't, then you probably threaten them, getting primaried or something. But I just feel it's unfair to keep putting it on the Republicans when you don't want to do what you have to do to get things done. Unfortunately.
Since I can't talk to you, let me talk to Joe Manchin. Because I can't talk to you because you ain't gonna answer nothing. You're just gonna go on your little talking point like you're on a campaign stunt for Trump. And let me talk to Joe Manchin. Joe Manchin, out of West Virginia. Hold on, Black Trump supporter in the bill. Let me talk to Joe Manchin. Joe Manchin, you ain't got no excuses, buddy. Stop playing games. You got the second poorest people in the United States. And instead of you trying to give them 3.5 or more, you ain't even trying to give them half of the 3.5. You trying to go 1.5 and told the reporter, it's still 1.5, fellas. Don't you say 1.75. Joe Manchin, you ought to be shaming yourself. And you talking about you are what you are. You are what you are. We know what you are. You in bed with fossil fuel. Everybody need to know that Joe Manchin single-handedly got the climate bill kicked out the infrastructure bill. I wonder why Joe Manchin got a problem with clean energy. Should we say fossil fuel? I wonder why. Kristen Sinema, she gets the tax on the millionaires thrown out. The wealth tax thrown out. And taxes on billionaires, she trying to get that thrown out. These Democrats I'm talking about. What a joke this country has become. We have to overhaul this entire voting apparatus, and we need to get some people who willing to go in and work across the aisles and get something done. And stop playing games with all this dark money that don't permeate through Washington. And don't take a blind man to see that all these bills are passed with the top 1% in mind. And that's a shame. Because y'all made no, you had, ladies and gentlemen, if you know how many billionaires and millionaires are created during this pandemic, you'll have a fit. Rich people made money during this pandemic. They ain't lost nothing like you or I. This is why we gotta get serious about government, because that's our money. Don't you want to be serious about your money? You ain't finna get your money to your kids and just let them go out and throw it away. It's a shame that hard-working Americans out here working for hardly no money at all, paying their taxes, and y'all using our money for frivolous investigations to enrich your friends who have these investigation firms, these law firms, and these investigation firms, and you funding all the money to them, getting kickbacks. That's what's going on. Or you're using our congressional aid to walk your dog on our dime. I'm tired of games. They work for us, ladies and gentlemen. We need to start acting like it. We don't have to put up with this. Let's just start electing some real politicians, some people that could go in Congress and make a difference. We need to start electing people who are going to go fight for us. And start electing all these people that go to Congress, either get bought out or lay down. Because you got people like Nabil, the black Trump supporter, don't even realize. He said Trump is the greatest thing that ever happened to America. Did you say that? I don't want to be putting words in my mouth. Did you say that or not on this show?
Yeah.
Tell my audience what you said. You said Trump was what?
The greatest thing that ever happened to America. I did. And I share your
make sure you tell the listeners that you're dead serious too, because they think you're playing. Because I'm laughing. But tell me you're dead serious.
I'm actually serious.
I know you are. But they don't know that. I want to know that you're dead serious. This ain't no stick.
I'm actually serious.
Yeah.
What do you think? Why do you think most of Trump supporters? I think even Barack Obama said there's something unique about his supporters. They love him. They don't just, not like...
They love Jim Jones, too. They love Jim Jones, too.
Can you say again, sorry?
They love the Jim Jones, too. In Guyana, when they drink that Kool-Aid, that's why they drink it.
They
love him to death. I ain't trying to love nobody to death.
You know what I mean by they love him. You know what I mean. I was at his rally in Sanford, the last election cycle, and you can see the sheer love and affection his supporters have.
Just like on January 6th, huh? That sure love, just like it was on January 6th. Huh?
No, I disagree. I disagree with January 6th, but what I believe Joe Biden won the election fair and square, I do not believe that. But I do not agree with what happened on January 6th. But as to what happened during the election, I don't believe it's a fair and fair election. And we can agree to disagree on that.
Okay, hold that thought. We might have somebody might disagree with that, or might have an opinion. Hello, caller. You on the air? Who's calling?
Hey, how's it going? You know what? That man that talking about Trump was the greatest, he better recognize where Trump came from. Recognize who his granddaddy was. His granddaddy was the head of the Ku Klux Klan. His daddy followed after him. So who do you think Trump followed after? Trump fought white people. That's why Trump can't denounce people that are racist, because he is racist. He's the chief of them. That's why he can't denounce them. Y'all black people better wake up. Instead of talking about how Trump is the greatest. Trump don't see you. Every time he talking about black people, he talking about black people don't know nothing. Black people don't understand nothing. He think we're all ignorant. He was raised up like that. So I don't know what's going on with people that Trump was the greatest. You really, man, that pisses me off.
All right, thank you, Carl. What you gotta say to that, Bill?
I think this generation, our generation of Black Americans, we think different. You know, we no longer go with the whole Democratic, with the constituent of Democrat, like how they have a lot of black. If you look at it, 9% of blacks voted for Donald Trump the last election. That was the highest, and that should tell us something. If you say Donald Trump,
it tells us a lot that we got 9% of crazy black people. That's what it tells me.
Yeah, but it's gonna even,
because how could you support somebody who don't support you just because it's based on your skin? And why would you go support you? Y'all just as worse as Cruz. Why would I say? How could I, in good faith, accept Trump when I know he's racist? So I would be accepting somebody who want my very existence to just go away, and I'm going like a person. I'm going to support a person like that. So that 9% that supported, that's what they're saying. That's what you guys are saying. Because I don't feel Trump. In the 4 years he was in office, I don't think he did anything for anybody, black, white, Jew, Gentile, Protestant, Catholic. I don't believe he did anything for anybody but himself and his family and his friends. And I feel he used this country as his personal piggy bank. And he used this country as another way to make a hustle on the rest of the world. Something like that Trump University, them worthless Trump University certificates. We all know what those is worth. I mean, Donald Trump. I mean, Trump University. That's an oxymoron in itself. That's a contradiction in itself from a man who I don't even believe was I don't think he got accepted to Harvard, man. I think they pulled some strings, man. I just do. I went to school with people who went to Harvard. I don't see him as a Harvard material. Somebody got paid off, bro. Anybody that tell you to go inject bleach in your body to cleanse something, you gotta take a look at that person, don't you think? You gotta take a long, hard look and say, "What did he just say?" I mean, I'm trying to have a conversation with this black Trump supporter, but he seemed like he stifled or something. So are you through? Because I'm trying to have a conversation with you. Are you through, black Trump supporter? Or he's off the phone? I'm talking to somebody who ain't on the phone. See, that's how you handle a show. You just put that information out there, put that truth out there till they feel so bad, they just ease away. You ain't gotta get loud, you ain't gotta call them names, you ain't gotta curse. All you gotta do is bring up the facts. And that's what this show is created for. Anybody can call in, and we can have our own opinion, but we can't have our own facts. So look here, we almost at a break, and it's break time. What we got? One more minute. But